Wednesday, and so you know the drill. But however, how about you just do things differently? I bumped about an opportunity, and I'd like to let you know so you can see how you can tap into the opportunity. All right. And so this day we're going to be talking about, you know, that we are still counting down to the 3rd of June, where we're expecting to be having the Martyrs Day. And of course, earlier on we did link up to Mr. Nelson Omoya, who is actually taking the holy journey with the pilgrims, and people are already trickling in into Kampala. And you know what? That poses opportunities. Yes, opportunities. And I want to enlighten you, my business people, so you can make money out of this particular season. All right, so these people will need accommodation. So what can you do to ensure that you earn that extra back out of this? All right, so in studios I'm joined by Mr. Godwin Muhanguzi. He is a financial literacy expert in the country to break this down and make us understand how we can earn good money out of this season. Good morning.
Good morning, Mana. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you for making time.
You're welcome.
And thank you for agreeing to enlighten us and how we can make money.
Please mind to tell Ugandans how they can make money.
Right, right. So let's look at Martyrs Day. It's going to be on the 3rd of June, and that's why we're having this conversation now, so people can prepare themselves on how to make this money. We're talking about accommodation.
All right.
People are trickling in. Of course, they will want a place to sleep at night, to rest their heads, to maybe rest as well, take a shower or two, and pretty much just a homely space. What does this mean for the common Ugandan who has a home in terms of sacrifices to make an extra back?
Thank you very much. You see, you're asking a question which is an end in itself, but there's a preparation. Because if you have an opportunity, you don't go to run to win when you have not trained the running. So this takes someone who has already had a house, but also planned that there will be 3rd June every other year, and for them to take opportunity, because this is not something that is falling tomorrow. It's an event that is on calendar.
Yes.
Every 3rd of June, everyone knows it is Martyrs Day. And even now we've known how even the Martyrs even track the directions and how they do it. So it's not something that, you know, is coming to us. It's like death and it has come all of a sudden.
Yes.
So it takes someone to have planned about their house, how they're going to use it for an extra dime. And for me, this takes a journey of financial literacy. Financial literacy is the ability for someone to make sound decisions. Even when you're building your house, how do you build your house, Mala? Do you build your house in the sense that you will die in that house? Or do you build your house in the view that your children will grow, go to school, get married, and maybe at some point you will be using it as an income generating activity? That's what we look at. But also when these people are trekking, they're not looking for big hotels. They're looking for a homely environment which is reasonably cheaper than a hotel to stay in.
All right.
So what do you lose if you had really an arrangement for 2 nights for people to stay in your room and give you an extra money?
You know, I'm sure people are watching us today and they want that point of justification, you know. What will I stand to benefit? You know, bothering my family, telling them, okay, let's move to a less comfortable, maybe, you know, house for X amount of days so we can let strangers, you know, I'm a parent and I'm just imagining that conversation with your family, yeah, so that strangers can stay in our home so that mommy and daddy can earn an extra back or two. Just the justification. Let's go into the cost-benefit analysis of this.
Yeah, because you must have taken that in consideration.
Correct. Because
on average, if I'm earning, these are people who trek in a group. So they could maybe come 5 of them to stay in your house. And you could charge them 100,000 per head.
Per night?
Per head, per night.
Okay.
That means that's 500 per night. Okay, assuming they are giving you only 1 night and they are continuing. Let's put the worst case scenario, 500,000. Tell me, if you had 300,000 and you have your wife, probably with 1 child or 2 children, do you want to tell me that, Mala, you will not find a very comfortable place with at least 250,000 sleeping and you save the 250?
I sure will.
So there's an analysis you must make there. If I earned 500,000, but remember the house remains yours. I've not lost my property. I've not lost anything. The only thing is that I've given it to someone to stay in. But also remember, this person who has stayed in for that night could in future invite other people or like my service and come back. But it all comes to the same thing. Ugandans must learn to do excellent stuff. Because no one wants sleep and comfort.
Correct.
No. Actually, most people, it's the reason why people pay dollars
in hotels. Right.
So it's a reason. It's not that they don't have probably a nice home. No. It's change of environment, but the option must be worth.
So we're looking at 100K per person per night.
Yes.
All right. And we're assuming that you get 5 people. So you're saying 500K.
500,000.
And you're telling me that it's very easy for me to get alternative accommodation for my family at around half the price. So meaning I'll stand to profit 250. Let's assume that I get extra accommodation or alternative accommodation at 250.
Excellent.
So meaning that I'll be pocketing 250 clean money.
Excellent.
Every single day.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into the intricacies of this and what this will mean. We know that every business venture or opportunity comes with some level or degree of risk.
Excellent, yes.
So what risks are we looking at in this space?
Everything in life is a risk. Some people even say marriage is a risk. For me, marriage is an opportunity.
Okay.
It depends on how you see things. So, someone told me that marriage is a prison. I didn't know it was a prison. For me, I was seeing it as an opportunity for ministry. But someone views it or sees it as a prison.
Okay.
So it depends on what side of life. There are people who have perceptions and everything of theirs is a scare. You get my point? They will even say, when I go to Kampala, they come and knock me. When I go to do this, I may die. So at what point will you say, let me take this risk, learn from it, improve myself, and move on? So everything is a risk.
Okay.
You would say, these are strangers. Who is not a stranger in Kampala?
Everyone is.
You've lent money to people, then the people you work with, they become strangers after taking your money. So I think we better leave the excuse of saying this is risky, I can bring people into a place where I do not know. Even in hotels, people come when you don't know them. You only have a consolation of having their documents, but that's not good enough. You've seen people who use different documents.
Right.
You get my point?
Right.
So now, if that scare is to people who do hotels, no one will ever build a hotel. No one will ever do a business with people.
But you see, Godwin, someone would argue that, you know, in a hotel there's structures. You know, just immediately after you step out, you have to check out. And even as you step out of the hotel premises, the security structures that have been put in place. So as much as every single venture in life, everything, even marriage, like you said, but of course we'll have you back for that marriage conversation. How can we go about mitigating this risk? Me just letting some strangers stay in my house. Imagine my house that has, you know, pretty much things that have been put there out of my hard-earned money. We're talking about gadgets that are expensive, tools and, you know, different items, furniture that are expensive. How do you go about mitigating this risk, as much as the risk is undeniably there?
Yeah, the risk is there, but also you should put a system in place.
Okay.
You do not honestly, you're not opening your house to mad people. You're not opening your house to robbers. So there is, and by the way, you have an opportunity better than the hotel, because it's an opportunity where you deal with people directly, and you can't even have an opportunity to verify.
How do I go about verifying?
So when people come, I mean, you ask them their national ID. Someone may tell you, I've not traveled with a passport because I'm just trekking for Martyrs Day. But you could really ask them in advance that this is what I want from you. You could even ask them that for purposes of being sure, because we have so many people moving and we can't know the stranger. Ugandans are very kind, by the way, and they take you can even ask them to bring you letters from an LC place where they come from. I'm sure they will, and they would. Than us giving ourselves so many excuses and sitting there and not making anything, because that's very dangerous for us. And let me tell you, we are talking about just getting money from the house.
Correct.
Getting money from your small house. But there are very many repercussions for lack of income. It is a major cause of stress in this city. It is a major cause of frustration in the city. If you realize people don't care nothing at all, you pass by someone, they are in wrong, they're the ones abusing you, but it's all frustration.
Correct.
Probably someone has not left food at their home. Probably someone has not paid rent. So an accumulation of all those bad financial decisions result into a frustrated a frustrated nation.
Correct.
Or a lot of people that whereby people are just frustrated and there's nothing that they care to listen to, there's nothing they care to take in, nothing. So for me, what we're talking about, Mala, we are talking about financial literacy, but a bad financial decision results into very, very undesirable results.
I do agree with you, but also you did start out from a point whereby you said that preparation is key. Preparation is key, but of course we always preach that it's never too late. So someone watching us today, they can quickly put in measures and ensure that they can still earn from this particular phase. But let's look at preparation for the other years, Martyrs Day 2020, pretty much. How do I start preparing? Because in business, marketing, people need to know that you offer this service. If you don't, it's as good as you alone knowing it, and you cannot make money out of yourself. So how do people go about marketing, number one, and all these other factors of preparation?
Okay, preparation. My advice is, if someone is putting up their house, probably someone has to look for someone who knows how to do that programming, the planning and the designs, and you do designs that will not become irrelevant after 2 years. Because for it to start on demolishing your house and making it accommodative for people to come, it's more expensive than if I really built a simple house. And I'm not talking about very expensive houses. You've seen, actually, the people do not like complicated stuff. Someone putting up just huts with some backcloth and some simple designs, that's quite impressive.
Correct.
Someone who will like it, than you thinking that people are looking for very expensive but badly managed. Badly done stuff. So we need to also think on how, if I'm doing this, can I involve someone who has experience in plans, so that I tell them my goals, say, this is a house I'm putting up with my wife, but at some point, the children will grow, and we look forward to making it an income generating facility. All
right, so that's for a person who has ambitions of building a home, a family home. All right, so you build it with that aspect in mind, that at some point my children are gonna move away, they're gonna grow, and we're going to just remain the two of us, and at some point we have to make sure that this house bring us some coins. Over and above that, let's look at someone who already has this housing structure. How do they plan for 2020, Martyrs?
It's finding out what people like.
Okay.
No one loves bad food. No one loves bad care. So it's not a matter of putting that structure and you say, God, I've done my part, let people come and sleep. And there's not much really to import. It's about you and knowing how hospitality works. Knowing that when someone comes, they need to be welcomed.
Correct.
If someone comes and if you have promised them that on arrival they receive some glass of juice, for heaven's sake, provide it. Don't say the person who has provided got sick. Those usual excuses. So also preparation in that sense that I'm looking after people and these people are going to give me money. It's not for free. Is very important. That you prepare to know that I'm going to receive people and I must create a lasting impression they come.
Correct.
2, the way you put the beddings, the seating arrangement, it also matters. For heaven's sake, if you don't know how to do that, you can Google.
You can Google.
You can Google. How does a home, how does a nice place for this purpose look like? Or how should it look like? Google give it to you. But also, if you say, for me, I don't want to bother with Google, there are many people. Call up a friend. Say, you know what, I'm targeting this, how does this work? People are willing to give information. But also look out for a consultant. We are here. We could help you set up your business in the sense that you use your house to sleep in, but also get extra money.
Okay.
Knowledge is power. So you can't say, for me, I'll just do things. I don't want to learn. I don't want to consult. No. We're here. That's why we talk about these things, and people know them, but also for further information, that people look for us, and we train them, also bring them to speed on how best they can get their money out of what they're doing or what they already have.
Right, and I think the message today is that, of course, that's an option for someone who has, you know, a niche they're targeting. You know, maybe the high-end, pretty much pilgrims who are very keen on, you know, they want some certain, you know, things to be in place just to ensure that their lifestyle doesn't change just because it's Martyrs, that they still have their comfort. But also what we're saying is that you don't have to invest so much.
No.
What you have, how your home is as now, all you have to do is just rearrange and make sure that things look clean and better.
Yeah, if you have really dirty chairs, wash them up.
Okay.
These are Martyrs, but have not come to die. Some of them are actually tourists. They are taking an opportunity to move around, but also enjoy themselves. So let's not really take it to that extreme. Say these are Martyrs, you know, they are walking, they are suffering, they
also have to suffer.
They are in the works of Christ. Yeah, but I'm sure someone will really choose something nice compared to something not good. Everyone wants that comfort, but remember, these are tired people that have walked miles and miles, and actually they are just doing it as something to learn from, to see how Jesus walked, and to put themselves in that, in his shoes. But also they are touring.
You know, what you're saying is very powerful, because nowadays people want an experience home away from home. You know, they still want to feel like they're in a homely environment as much as they're, you know, not in their own homes. Let's look at Martyrs marketing. How do we go about marketing this? If I'm preparing for 2020 Martyrs Day, how do I market?
The best marketing strategy I believe in is word of mouth. Good is good. That's one thing that Ugandans must understand. However much you shout, however much you try to sell your product, if it's a bad product, Mala, it's a bad product.
Correct.
So the best marketing strategy is, let's learn to do good. Let's pursue excellence. 2, networks. We all belong to certain networks. I don't care large or small, but it's a network. If you belong to Lions Club, if you belong to Rotary Club, I mean, it's a network. But even now, many social networks, people go to do Zumba dance.
Correct.
I mean, there are many social networks.
Even in church.
Yeah, there are even people have networks for steam and sauna. It's a club. Every Saturday people gather.
True.
So I mean, those are very many networks. But we belong to mosques. You have a mosque where you go to pray.
Yes.
You have a church where you go to pray. You have a marriage fellowship where you belong. You have a place where you belong. You have a place where you work at MTV. So could you share what you do with people? They will take it for you.
Correct.
But the line there, the thin line there, you must have something excellent. For me, that's what I believe in.
Excellence. The best form of marketing.
The best form of excellence. Because word of mouth, it's what people believe most. If someone says, look here, Godwin, I went to Mala's home, I slept there, they catered for me, they cared for me, and they put it on Facebook. It's much better a marketing strategy than you, Mala, if you put it and say, look here, have something good. They call them reviews.
Correct.
So if people reviewed you and say this was excellent, this was a top-notch service that we enjoyed when we went to this house.
All right, you know, in terms of the cost factor and what we stand to benefit, we've just touched on, okay, they're gonna sleep, so I'm gonna charge maybe roughly, by the way, this is a rough figure, 100K per night per person. Let's talk of Martyrs. Food. People have to eat.
People have to eat.
So what will it mean? What will be my initial cost of investment with regards to food and snacks, and what do I stand to earn from that? The cost pricing.
My experience about food in this industry, it's an area where you get more money, more profit than even drinks.
Oh really? Tell us more.
You know, people may think if you buy a crate of beer, maybe you get more money. If someone bought their bunch of matoke, they would get much more profit than if you bought a crate of beer, a crate of something.
Please break that down for us, because someone would say that, okay, fine, I'll buy this bunch of matoke maybe from the market as a, you know, of course bulk is cheaper, but I'll have to incur costs of, you know, the labor. Of course, you need some fire to cook this food, the utensils and stuff like that, all these other factors that we overlook. So help us understand when you say that food is actually the most, you know, pretty much the best venture with regards to giving you the best profit margins.
If you bought food for 5,000, the least you get out of that will be 15,000. So you can get a percentage of that.
Correct.
But also, you see, you must be very innovative in what you do. You don't need a gas cooker to do that. You don't need electricity to do that, because your place could be even in a place where there's no power.
Correct.
You only need a small solar panel to give light. And most of these people, by the way, they want just they just want to simple things. It would excite someone out of this country if you prepared their food using firewood.
Oh, really?
They would even be excited and sit around that fire as they enjoy the fire, but also as the food gets ready. You see, the most unwise thing that we do, we always want to think about very sophisticated, very complicated stuff, yet we have very simple stuff God has put before us that we can actually just tune and make a lot of money.
But Godwin, we've been having conversations on how we can move away from, you know, energy sources that are detrimental to our environment. So firewood.
But firewood is there. I mean, people are using it for food.
All right.
You get my point?
Yes.
So whether you say it's not there, that's just an alternative.
Okay.
But firewood is there.
Right.
Honestly speaking,
yes.
Firewood is there.
Yes.
Charcoal is there. I have not seen whereby they are burnt. I mean, well, I heard, but you will find it. You ask everyone, they will have some charcoal.
Yeah.
They will have, because let's not pretend about the whole thing. How many people in this nation afford gas and electricity?
Can we preach briquettes?
But it's an alternative you must educate people about.
Yeah. How about you start yourself?
You see, you know it because you have. No, if I came to teach about it, I would.
Yes.
You know it because you are exposed to that level.
Correct.
But let's be realistic. How many Ugandans have the capacity to use gas, to use electricity? Because for me, as a consultant, I don't want to put so many excuses for people never to make money, because they will never take that step and they will never reach there.
Okay.
Because they will hide into excuses. Say, for me, I can't afford, I don't have power, I don't have gas, so I cannot make money.
So work with what you have.
That's what
what's readily available. Okay, so let's go back to the math.
So if I got my, and this is really mathematics I've done.
Yes.
Because I'm in this industry.
Yes.
If you got 5,000, you will most likely get 15,000 out of it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So if you spend 20,000 to prepare a meal, you will most likely get 50,000 after that meal. You can go and do your mathematics and do some experiment. You do that. It's a reason why if you ask anyone who is into hospitality, they will tell you they get money from food, from rooms if they have residents, but not from bars.
Okay.
No. That is just to attract people to come. But that's why I don't want people to have excuses. You know, at my house I don't have a bar. At my house I don't have a disco.
Right.
Call it a disco. You see, you just blow out this noise. No. People want something that is calm. Do you know how tired Ugandans are? Tired from noise?
Correct.
Yeah, they want a serene environment.
All right, so we're talking about 20K, of course, the cost of purchasing these items, food items, and 50K, what you're going to get out of that.
I can guarantee you, if you used 20,000, you will get a profit, a profit of between 25 to 30,000.
All right.
There's no business, not many businesses in the world, maybe if it's illegal trade, that you will get that money. You try to export stuff and bring it, I mean to import stuff and bring it here to sell.
Yeah.
The taxes that they will slap you.
Right.
And you find it actually that it is very complicated, but you don't need anyone to tax you to really prepare matoke.
Yeah.
And
okay.
minister to this person who is a stranger, who has come to our country.
All right.
And you give them food, and they exchange it with a smile and money.
Okay.
As simple as that.
Thank you so much, Godwin Muhanguzi, financial literacy consultant right here in the country. We have learned.
Thank you.
Now you have the justification. You can just sacrifice for those few days. Move your family to something, to a home or a place that is an alternative.
To a new place.
Yes, or a new place, or maybe to a relatives, and let out your home for profit. Okay, now you've learned. So share this video. We're going to share it on our YouTube pages. Of course, NTV Uganda is the place to be. Tell people, share it with people. Let's make money during this season. So that's it for Morning at NTV. Remember, that number is for you. All right, 0750933088 for you, the entrepreneur. What you do, send us a voice note or a video recording, all right, of you telling me what business challenge you're facing, and of course right here we'll be able to give you custom-made solutions to the same. Tomorrow we're going to have a techie segment, so be sure to tune in for that. Thank you so much. We salute you, our social media army. We see you every single day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for you who's watching us from wherever you are, your home, your office. Thank you so much. You could not have done this without you. My name is Malaki Vilaudera. From myself, Rita Kanya, David Rukasi, our producer, director, and the team behind the scenes, we say have a blessed day and make it work. Bye-bye.